seen.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out of this series, by the way, because the winner is actually going up against KingkOng. So potential for a TvT or another TvZ.
That could be potentially our first TvT of the entire tournament.
Could be, man.
I really want that to happen.
I think we'll make sure that Death
TvT?
takes a break during the TvT. I think Death takes a break.
Yeah, I'll just sit on the sidelines, like pulling my hair out and screaming, just off stream.
we're like saying everything wrong, and clawing your face off. Oh, these
Not
guys
like
need
this.
the LTP better.
One Reaper coming out here. There is a game going on.
Yeah,
I love this as
want to be
well.
a party paper, I guess we can cast
From Azure, just to note the small little intricacies of the turn openings here. He goes One Reaper, and instead of going on to a reactor straight away to get Marines out, what he gets out is with the one Marine, and he can use this to snipe an Overlord if one does come out really quickly. But it's also incredibly versatile if KingkOng opened up something like a 17 pull with Slur Lings. Because if you just have the one Reaper and Lings run into your natural, you're caught with your pants down and you're gonna have a bad time.
Just a correction from what I said earlier, by the way. Nama actually corrected me that the first TvT was actually Cedar versus Kelazor, which Kelazor obviously won. So that would be the second TvT of OSC.
But the first one that's on this stream at least, so you're both right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. All these Lings have snuck past that Reaper, and they're just having a bit of a look-see out on the map. We'll maybe poke over to Azure's base eventually. As KingkOng doesn't actually.
He wants
so
to get that. He can delay that expansion by about 20 seconds with the Reaper if he's on top of his game, but still, this scout is actually really nice. And he can lose this Reaper, it's absolutely fine. This is kind of a suicide scout. All you want to do with this is check to see how much gas the Zerg is mining, and if there's any Roach Warrens or any other tech, a fast layer or something. And then even just checking out the gas mining gives you so much information.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like with the lack of Roach Warren, with the lack of Evo Chambers, that KingkOng's probably going to want to Ling Muta this game. The layer coming up and extra gas.
Yeah. Well, Lings are finally going to head over to Azure's base and see what he's got. Just confirm there's a natural. There's not too much else that he can see at the moment with that bunker there. But he can now take the watchtowers, maybe park Ling out the front just to keep tabs on what our Terran player's doing.
And there's going to be a mine drop coming out here with Marines and a mine. And if we look in KingkOng's base, we see perfectly timed spore crawlers, so even the mine drop will not be able to do that much damage. Great timing there from KingkOng. Maybe even a little bit too early, but it's better to be safe than sorry in this matchup, especially when you're down 2-0.
Yeah, it's nice to see him taking respecting Azure and taking him very seriously here, as he knows that he is fully aware after 2 games in a row against this kid that he is someone he should be afraid of if he wants to keep his tournament life on the line. Third CC going down behind this push as well and starting to create Liberators. And as we see with the Baneling Nest coming down, that is confirmed Ling Bane Muta going to be coming out for KingkOng. Which means that he'll be able to get faster Ultralisks if it goes into the late game. And Ruins of Ceres does tend to go a little bit longer as it is a bigger map. And it is actually full cross-map position, so...
For once, because I'm pretty sure all the games we casted yesterday, they were on the same side of the map, which made the games very quick and brutal.
Yeah,
but really keen to get the longer match out of these guys, especially if it's potentially the last game. Sesu here trying to get a drop, but unfortunately he has been spotted and might need to think about that one a bit later.
And just again, how impressive is it that Azure could potentially close out a series 3-0 and be in this position against KingkOng? He would have preferred to have probably not cross-map spawns, but at the same time, against someone as aggressive as KingkOng, it's nice just to have that breathing room as a Terran. Being cross-map and having the watchtowers is going to allow him to be super safe and really show us how comfortable he is in the late game.
Here's that Liberation Zone getting set up. A couple of spores already positioned though, and he's actually going to lose it. Drop getting pushed out of here, as well as that spore finishes burrowing.
Third CC getting floated out here for Azure as he starts to get that saturation happening. He's getting 1-1 upgrades. The Evo chambers are finished for KingkOng, not getting his upgrades just yet, though. There they are. I was wondering where they were. And the muted production has begun. But Azure, also well-timed turrets going down in his bases.
I'm wondering if KingkOng's going to commit a lot to those meters, because in the previous games he's only made like a handful. And then, of course, he's been, his gas has gone more into a ground army, but it's a kind of style that I haven't seen people be playing as much, where you get that massive ball of meters and there's a big focus on harass, but KingkOng is certainly very good at that style. Oh, that medevac.
Yeah, very close, but there's not enough. I don't know if it's enough meters to engage all of it. Well, I guess he does want to. Look at that macro. Nearly an overextension.
Oh.
He does actually lose a meter. I think
that.
that's a huge mistake. Did not need to lose that at all.
It was still a cost-effective trade for him, but he didn't need to lose that. It would have been so much nicer if he kept that meter alive. And on a map like Ruins of Ceres, having 4 bases and having Mutiling Bane is going to allow KingkOng to get to Hive Tech for the first time this series and actually get Ultralisks out. It's generally the transition, and you don't want to go too heavy on the meters for too long, because Liberators will just wreck you in the skies. You need to be able to get some Corruptors out, get those Ultralisks, and Mutiling Bane is a great way to get there.
That's right, look at that laundry list of production going down for KingkOng. If you look at the production tab at the bottom, guys. Wow. All the Zerg happening right now. Baneling speed halfway done. +1, he's really committing to mutas here, getting upgrades for the flying units with 1-1 finishing shortly for his Ling Bane.
I'm seeing a bit of harassment in Azure's future here as that meter count starts to climb. +1 attack for those is about to finish up, as well as Baneling speed and the 1-1, so it's all lining up very, very nicely. Just as Azure is actually moving out across the map, might start clearing up some of this creep to do a bit of a pressure here.
Creep looks really good from KingkOng, actually, because we were mentioning yesterday that KingkOng creep spread is like solar tier. It's really, really, really good. But starting to be cleaned up a little bit by Azure as he moves in, and Baneling speed is done, and he's pretty deep here. Needs to pick up.
Oh, actually, nice Widowmine hit there. He lost a lot of Banelings to that one.
Oh, wow. He lost a lot of Banelings to the other one as well, and that's a great little position here. He gets the Baneling. He almost was able to clean up a couple of those meters as well, but going for the creep, pushing KingkOng's map control back a little bit, being able to control this part of the map is absolutely critical. Wants to delay KingkOng for as long as possible. Azure adding on the Thors, adding on the Widow Mines. He's playing this incredibly nicely, and I'd also like to point out that he's only gotten the 5 gas, and that's perfect. He's really optimized this build. He's actually overmade SCVs just a little bit, but at the same time, not getting a 5th gas means that he's not going to bank up a whole lot of gas into the late game, which is a great little variation to try and optimize your build.
Yeah, he stopped SCV production now, rightfully so. Did he get armor upgrades for the Thors? I don't think he did. He's only getting bio upgrades, I think.
Not yet, yeah. There's a bit of a drop loaded up as well, heading now down towards the bottom right-hand side of the map. A couple of medevacs there. KingkOng doesn't really have any vision through the middle of the map, actually. Yeah, no, he's got one of the watch towers. So he's got a little bit, but the rest is all around the outside of the map for those drop paths. So hopefully he'll be aware of anything of the sort coming into his bases, because you can bet Azure's going to try and hit him in a couple of places at once.
Wow. Big Ling flood heading into the natural of Azure here, and he's losing a lot of SCVs. Good thing he overmade him. Baneling's hitting the bio here. It is actually not bad connections. And these are actually killing some dropped supply depots as well. This is actually an incredible run by here by KingkOng. Completely unanswered.
Azure's just showing his multitasking not quite up to snuff at that stage in the game, but he did get the drop down. He's going to kill all of those Zerglings, and a lot of the Banelings are going to come through. He does pick up in time. Really great pickup. He lost the command center, guys.
He lost the CC to a bunch of Lings.
And now it's 4 base Zerg against 2 base Terran.
Could be back to 3 base in a second though, because Azure is in here with another hit squad stimming yet again. But it looks like the Zerg army is going to arrive just in time to clean that up. So much going on right now. Both players trading some huge blows there. 15 Lucas kills for Azure, 21 for KingkOng.
Wow. So, I mean, he does save that hatchery, which is a pretty big deal. KingkOng keeps that income, and Azure is forced to float out and take a different position here. Natural in flames and in tatters and largely mined out, so he's really only mining from one base.
Yeah, he's about to be supply blocked too if he doesn't make a supply depot.
Making
That's
another
right.
command center. Yeah, he's definitely going to get supply blocked. He doesn't even really have enough minerals to make a bunch of supply depots, what he wants to make right now. He might even just go and trade out some of his army to try and free up some supply. Hopefully kill this 4th base. KingkOng's economy isn't in too great shape right now, but pooping creep on that 4th
man.
that Azure would
Salt
love
in
to
the
be able to
wounds.
land. Absolutely.
Creep in the wounds. And he is starting to stem through, clearing up to the creep here. He really wants that hatchery. It is so damaged, but KingkOng realizes this is his line of defense here. He needs to pull all of his units back, and rightfully so. And the Banelings really want to cluster here, but Azure is split so wide that it's going to be tough to get a nice connection until he clumps up a little bit.
Oh, Azure's still on creep though, so that's one thing that's going to help him out here as the Banelings and Lings come in. The Liberators doing a bit of damage to those mules, but they do get taken out, and there's not a lot left here for Azure. But similarly, there's not a lot left on the ground for KingkOng. These Banelings trying to morph, but Azure will be able to take a lot of them out.
I think he might get all of them.
That's
He
absolutely
does.
massive. I don't think that KingkOng can actually hold this without those Banelings. Azure can probably split up his army, kill at least 2 of those bases off, and even that
more
Mutila's
medevac energy.
Yeah.
These are very, very hurt units.
Oh my gosh, he catches the Banelings yet again. He doesn't get a single one up.
Guys,
You just can't engage this.
I think that Azure is going to 3-0 in this series.
No.
Is this real life? Can this actually
No
happen?
way.
Azure's heart is probably pounding out of his chest right now, playing like this, and he's showing it with too much stimming on his Marines, so there will be a chance for KingkOng to win this game, and he needs to get some really great Baneling connections, but wasn't
Liberators
really
are
able
here.
to find them. Liberators are
another
absolutely
base
here,
is
and they
gonna
can
go
clean up all the Medivacs or Mutalisks.
So the
Queen
Nucleus
helping out
getting
as
kept
well.
away from the bio, the medevacs getting cleaned up, and it looks like Azure is cleaned up, and KingkOng holds for now. But at what cost? What are we looking at here?
26 worker kills for Azure, 21 for KingkOng, 45 drones to 52 SCVs. What are our bases looking like? We've got kind of 2 left for KingkOng that are
has-
actually mining.
It's only 3
One of them is very heavily damaged.
I don't know, man.
Three, but he
Azure's
can't
looking
afford
really
ultras, so
if you can finally land that CC, I think Azure's going to be looking pretty good.
If Azure had cleaned up that Overlord and had that command center going this whole time, he would not be touchable by KingkOng, but because he was just playing a little bit too aggressively, he was focusing on winning the game right there. He got a little bit of a boner for the win, and so KingkOng does manage to get a couple more SCV kills.
got a Ling under it as well.
Plays
Still
it even
playing that
more.
ball.
So annoying.
Yeah, being a huge pain in the behind. He's actually got a small group of Lings, like 4 or 5 on the left-hand side of the map as well, hoping to maybe get another run by. A few more units coming down to join that as well. So maybe he can get a bit more damage done, because KingkOng
Needs
knows
to.
he's on the ropes at the moment.
Yeah, he needs to. Azure's army is 30 supply up, and it's 3-3. It's upgraded, and it's ready to crush. And here come the Banelings, hitting all the SCVs here. But Azure with a nice pull.
He's aware, and these Banelings aren't actually really going to get anything done. And those are the Banelings he could have used for the next engagement, because there's a big clump of purple heading across the map.
That's right, and that purple is very large and in charge. And KingkOng, he's lost a lot of Banelings for nothing here. He just makes Zerglings. He's got some, I think he has some mutas. Maybe the Liberators killed them all, I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Okay, he has 3 mutas, so basically none.
Yeah, it's a negligible amount. Oh, he's actually going to finally get some worker kills here. Now up to 38, but can he deal with this army?
I don't think so.
He's got nothing to deal with the army, and there's so many Marauders in there. He would need to have something like Infestors and Fungal, or he needs to have Lurkers or something, but he's just got Ling Bane, and Ling Bane against that many Marauders is not going to happen. Great split there as well by Azure. I think we might be seeing the biggest upset so far in the tournament, in my opinion at least, for this guy to be going 3-0. He's double the supply of KingkOng. GG,
Wow.
well played, Azure.
That is, I absolutely agree with you, man. That is absolutely the biggest upset in this tournament.